Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gaming Zone. I'm Chriz, aka The Mole. Joining me is Anastasia Lazeebeam.
Hi.
And today we're here to review Detroit Become Human. I believe this is a PS4 exclusive.
Yes.
Just because when I was filling it out, I almost put Xbox. I was like, I don't think it's on that. And I double checked. I was like, no, it is an exclusive. PlayStation
Yeah.
exclusive. But yeah, Detroit Being Human. It's made by Quantric
Quantic
Dream.
Dreams.
Yeah, Quantic Dream. I don't know. At the bottom there, it's like, what is that, an O or a C? And then it's like, what the Quantic Dream it's made by. But yeah, this is rated 18, as you can see there. For the UK, in the UK at least. I don't know what it's rated over there. I assume M for mature. Or
I don't think it's actually.
or SA for super adult.
Yeah, it is rated M for mature, but I don't think there's any real mature content in it besides people swearing.
And dying.
I mean, yeah, but people die in every game and it's rated T.
No, but I mean, when they die in this, it's like bullet through the head and you see blood and stuff on parts of it.
I guess, but I wouldn't really consider
No,
that mature.
it's the graphic part. That's the only reason. It's like, as much as I play those games, I wouldn't consider Call of Duty that mature. But the blood in them will be it's too mature.
I guess.
You play as 3 characters in this, as you can see there.
Mhm.
You play as Marcus,
That's this guy.
Kara, and as cannon fodder.
Ha! I like Connor.
I liked him too. Everyone needs a shield.
No, like he was like awesome in mine. He never died and he slowly became like a deviant and helped everybody and he got like a happy ending and now like Hank and Connor have a cool buddy cop relationship and they should have a spin-off game where they solve crimes together because I'd buy the shit out of that.
I also love with him. I don't know one bit with him that I really just didn't get. If that makes sense in terms of like why.
Mm-hmm.
He's going on board the ship, the
Uh-huh.
Jericho, and he's like, I need to be undercover so they think I'm one of them. And puts on a beanie cap and dresses like he's breaking into a building and looks nothing like anyone there. I'm
I mean,
like,
it kind of looks like some people there. It looks like a homeless person.
Yeah, and I'm like, but no, you don't need to. You're an android from different stuff. You just needed to change your coat so it didn't say police, and that's good. You remove the little circle disc, and you're good to go. But no, they are 3 different characters, and people will have their favorites and least favorites, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they have very different stories, and it's up to you. The way this game works is there's less emphasis on gameplay, more emphasis on story, and it's up to you how you craft the story.
Like me and Mo had opposite stories, it seems like.
Well, I'll put it this way for you. You know, like at the end, no matter what you did, because they're hidden, you get a dung trophy for people's ending.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Kara's, I've got Marcus's. And it just tells me when I looked under the descriptions for Connor of, yeah, he's left for dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's his ending. That's not even a trophy worthy ending. You let him die.
I get
Why?
everybody's trophy.
But obviously there'll be different ones too, because they're for the different endings, which is fine. I got none as him. None. He literally dies and another person's ending. It's like, this isn't over. And then he gets no ending, so I guess it was. Lying bastard.
Because like me and Hank were besties, he totally saved me because there was a second me because I was deviant now and I was replaced. So it was a standoff and I started talking about his son because I knew that. So he shot the evil one and then I helped make all the androids at the factory free.
Oh, that sounds like nice.
Mm-hmm.
Just to compare. My Hank grew to hate him and his cold-hearted machine ways, went into his kitchen, pulled out his gun and blew his brains out on the counter after the android basically told him, yeah, do it. If you're going to do it, just do it, and just left. Then boom, blew his brains out and died. and Connor then ended up impaled on the end of a giant rod in the middle of a battlefield. So it's sort of like the Telltale games where we both basically got the same ending.
Or completely opposite.
It's basically the same.
Yeah, freedom, impaled,
He's free to scream help at the end.
I think if you pierce him, his thermal core is probably gonna fall out, and then he'll only have like a minute to live.
Yeah, you know the part where he's going where he's against Marcus, and at one point he goes against Marcus. But yes, we're not going to go through the whole story. People, don't worry about that. But he goes against Marcus at one point, and you get that wheel where you get to pick I'm free
Mm-hmm.
or I'm just a machine.
Mm-hmm.
The I'm free option was literally padlocked for me
That wasn't for me.
because of all the choices I gave him. Because every time I had a choice for him, it was always no, I'm a machine. And he killed lots of people just because it was his job. He almost let Hank die because fuck it, my job was to stop the criminal, not save him.
I did it in a way that he started off as a machine, but he slowly would then start choosing neutral options, and then slowly, gradually lead up to deviant. Because most of the 9 times out of 10, I always chose either a machine option or neutral option because I wanted him to slowly evolve.
See, I'll admit with mine, with the three options, I did it where Kara was like the nice one. Yeah, she may have done some bad mistakes and killed a couple of people and sacrificed someone, but she had a good ending. She got a happy ending. She was a loving person who just cared for the little girl and stuff like that, which is fine. Marcus started off so hopeful and was eventually going to become the downfall of mankind. When I realized that's how they were building up his story, that's what I went with. So he's more evil, and Conan Fodder was basically in the middle. Need to not call him Connor Fodder.
With mine, because he was like he considered the artist his dad. I always thought that he should like I don't know, be like a super like intellectual and have all these worldly ideas. So I pretty much made him Robo Gandhi. Like basically he marched through, never was aggressive ever, and even though a bunch of robots died, he just kind of passively would stand by and just ask for freedom. And actually, because I did that, because I chose the non-aggressive route each time, the public, and also because of the nice things I did with Connor or Kara, the public opinion would always be in robot favor. So in the end, they actually ended up allowing Android freedom because that's what the public wanted. Because yeah, so that was cool.
And again, very similar stories.
I think your public opinion was very negative, right?
I don't know. There is no public left at the ending, but basically, he started so helpful. He did the robot Hope, where it's a human and it's an android hand touching each other, like he's hopeful to live together. He plays the piano. He's all artistic and loving and hopeful. And he accidentally kills someone after I tried to resist, but the guy kept pushing me. And in the end, I was like, no, press the button and killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But then he ends up in a junkyard, comes back, and starts to see the world differently. As he starts to see the world as against androids, like he hates them. To the point that when a couple of cops were trying to arrest androids in the street, he pulls out a gun. I choose the choice. He executes them in cold blood on the street and just says, that's a warning for anyone that crosses androids. So, which is the start, like I said, very similar stories. Like yours at the end, he was like Gandhi and he was very peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, he kills Connor, picks up a rocket launcher, blows the shit out of a tank and a load of humans trying to oppose him. And the ending is he's ran all the humans out of Detroit and he now owns the city. Very similar endings.
Yeah, it's funny how you said like because he killed the guy, the son, he got a taste for violence and just kept going. It was kind of like the opposite, like for mine. Like I feel like because he got like killed one guy, he's like never ever want to do that again. So that's what made him the pacifist route.
Oh, see, with mine, it wasn't that he killed someone and got a taste for it. It was he accidentally killed someone defending himself. And to the humans, that just means he should be destroyed. So he woke up in a junk pile seeing his own kind dead. and he was almost dead, and he's like, "No, fuck the humans. They treat me like shit," and that's how I viewed him at that point. He was like, "No, he hates the human," and also because one of his sidekicks, North, I liked her, and she always wanted to do the violent options.
Yeah, but like even though I didn't do that I love, she fell in love with me anyway, so she pretty much can go either way.
Much like Simon.
Yeah.
But yeah, she fell in love with me like dramatically. Her approval rating was through the roof, and all the other stuff because I kept doing all the violent options with him as much as I could. And I was like, okay, that's fair. Kara's ending, obviously, like I said, she gets a family, she's happy. She's with, is it Luther?
Yes.
I made sure not to sacrifice him at the end.
Yeah.
Out of
You never
curiosity,
sacrifice anybody. I mean, as long as the
is it,
public opinion's high.
oh, okay. When I was in the what's it called, border place going into Canada, I got told they were cutting down due to how much they hate androids. They were cutting down, and you had to pick someone to sacrifice.
Nope.
And the options were Luther. He was willing to do it and asked me to do it. The woman whose house we went to live in with her son.
Rose.
Yeah, I can use her. Or Jeremy was there.
There's some weird ginger android.
He was there, and he's like, "Thanks for saving me. If there's anything I can ever do to repay you, just let me know." So I sacrificed him, and we all escaped.
Because because we just went straight up to the guy and he was like, please, we just want to be free. So then the guy who's scanning them on the border patrol, he looks up and sees Connor just like, like on his knees, with his hands up in the air, and he's like, we just want our freedom. And he's like, that guy over there on that screen's pretty cool, so I guess androids are all right. And then goes through.
like my message when Connor changes his face is basically oppose and we'll destroy you.
Oh, mine was we do not want to hurt you. We just want our own rights. Equality.
Ours was, we don't want to hurt you. We want our own rights. But if you make us hurt you, we're gonna have a shit ton of good time doing it.
That's horrible.
Well, we don't want to do it. But if we are,
mine was like, if we work together, humans and robots can benefit like equally.
Yeah, mine was, we want equal rights. We don't want to be treated as slaves.
Very angry.
Blah, blah. But when you got to do it, he wasn't doing it in a we want to be free. It was a we shall be free.
We are gonna take our freedom. You probably did the fist thing when you're doing the icon and the graffiti.
Mine was the fist.
Yeah, mine was just the triangle, which is like really similar to Abstergo's logo.
Because I'm an android, so if I'm a machine, so it's my hand. Therefore, it's a hilarious reference to the Marvel character Iron Fist.
Ha!
It's not. I just wanted the fist because like I'm gonna crush you. He's basically like Planet of the Apes at this point, where humans have brought them. They brought this on themselves.
I guess so.
But
so, what did you think of the game? I thought it looked really pretty, and everything. I thought voice-wise, the voice acting was good. I love Hank's voice actor. He was just so much fun.
To be fair, he was good. Yeah, I'll admit, for me personally, I thought the game was alright, if that makes sense. Parts of it, like when you're walking, the camera just genuinely cuts places and you walk backwards from where you just were, and you're like, no, that's like PS1 style glitch where they got rid of that glitch years ago. Like if I'm walking into a room and the camera's behind me, it should stay behind me instead of going and then cutting in front of me, so I go backwards when I'm walking the same way. I'm like, no. I also didn't like the inconsistencies. Like I said, like Hank, you're a machine. You're a machine. Puts a bullet in Connor's head. That's one of the many ways Connor died in my story. He's like, you put a bullet in his head. And Connor's like, I says to him, you shot me. You're just a machine. It's like, okay. Then Connor does something where he executes did you execute the girl?
No.
Oh, well, I execute the girl that you get to, the android, I should say, the one who looks like the main menu woman. I executed her, And afterwards, Hank's like, "What are you doing? I thought you were like a person. Turns out you're just a machine." I'm just thinking, you mean the thing you've been yelling at me all fucking game? And
Yeah,
now
but
you're like, what? You're actually a machine?
I don't
No,
think
it
it's
doesn't make
much
sense.
as an inconsistency as his inherently flawed character of him wanting you to be a human but not.
But then he wouldn't have shot me.
Well, clearly, I'm just saying people can have ideals and not live up to them, is what I'm saying. So I think that's what that is. He's annoyed at you, so he shoots you, but he wants you to be better.
I think it's just bad writing. Because it sounds to me like that scene where he says, "You're just an android," would have been the exact same if you had chose to shoot him. And you guys had been friends. It would have been the same dialogue regardless. For that one, and I'm like, I can understand why. To be fair, when you got this many choices, some of those will spring up.
Or when I chose not to show him, he was like, "You are really cool, Connor," and he was like, "Yeah, you didn't shoot him." It's like, "Are you a deviant?" And he's like, "Eh."
Yeah, and it's just funny. It's like you shot the innocent girl. How could you do? I thought, oh, you're just a machine. I thought you weren't. And you're like, you said I was just a machine. Had you shot an innocent android? Me? But I will admit, Connor died a lot in my game. Well, not a lot, about 4 times.
That's a lot.
Maybe 5.
That's a lot. Considered to my 0.
Because to go through all his deaths, Hank killed him. Interrogation room, he died. Marcus killed him. Then Marcus killed him again when he came back for revenge. I'm sorry, in a battle of good versus neutral or evil versus neutral, neutral always loses. It's not fighting for anyone.
Yeah.
But,
And one of the things I didn't like is that sometimes when you're doing like minor choices or whatever, and I know they have to forward the plot, like when I was talking to like Rose and she was like, "Oh, like my son is this way and that's why he doesn't like robots or whatever." So like your choices to move that conversation along are press and get more information about the son, or insist and get in more information about the son. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't care about your son. I don't want to cause a family. I want to leave this whole conversation. Like, where's the
I'll admit, her son is another one that was just weirdly inconsistent.
Yeah.
Throughout the beginning of the game, well, all throughout when I played him, I had to hide from the cops and stuff. He hated us. Then I go to the airport and he sees me and goes, "I just wanted to say thank you. The way you spoke to me, the way you showed me what androids can be, you've opened my eyes. Thank you. I now think androids should live free." And then walks off, and you're like, out of where? Me as an illegal pulling you almost into cop trouble? None of this was inspiring.
No, it was Kara and her lovely spirit, just around him, made him feel better about it.
One other issue I had with the game, which a lot of people I know will felt the same way, is, for lack of a better term, it's cheesy, extreme liberal propaganda on a lot of stuff.
I mean, if you choose it to play it that way.
No, like if you play as Kara, besides maybe the guy behind the desk, but it's still optional either way, almost every white straight male you run into tries to kill you or is abusive. The president that they cast happens to look exactly like Hillary Clinton, where they could do a side by side.
Yeah,
And various other stuff where like even some of the slogans for the slavery stuff literally was ripped out of black slavery, and like they had to sit on the back the same at the bus the same way, and various other stuff and various catchphrases. And you're like, no, don't exploit black slavery for your extreme liberal propaganda bullshit. No, that was real issues. These people essentially don't even have free will because the game tells us it's a fucking virus. You're just being really shitty at this point, trying to basically take feelings by force, like feel something. And you're like, no,
I just
do
thought
it
it was
subtly.
something to draw from past experience, because in this world black like slavery obviously existed. That's why I thought like maybe Rose might be more compelled to help robots because like she might see something in them.
Yeah, I could see it did. I could see it would have happened because
I mean,
essentially
I'm
I
happy
essentially
to
the
hear that you're
future of
so
our world.
It's heavy-handed
makes
for
sense.
sure, if I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I know it would have happened, definitely. My point with that is just don't rip it off entirely. Like, they even had protesters doing the exact same stuff as the anti-Trump protesters for the Mexican stuff. You're like, oh, it's anti-liberal, but it's extreme liberal bullshit. Oh, which I always hate that in games, because it's like when I play a game, I don't want political agendas either side forced down my throat. I just want to play a game and have fun.
Yeah, but I think with Marcus having his whole thing, and stirring shit up, it's kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah, but it's like he could, like, his story could have happened the exact same way it did, and it didn't need him to go pick up the parcel, go past the protesters, get assaulted for boo, he's not like us, boo, he took our jobs, boo, protesting, segregation. Didn't need that, because his whole story is from the point the son's an asshole to him.
Yeah.
So it's just forced for the sake of it, and I'm like, oh, I didn't like that, but
All right. So overall, what would you say about it, or give it a score?
on my normal rating, I'm gonna have to give it I'll give it that, no, double in the middle, because it's the most extreme, blandest, normal, average game I've played in a while. Like, it's not so shit that it's like Duke Nukem Forever or something like that, but it's not good either. It's sort of like just very neutral and average. So I'll give it that.
I enjoyed it, but I don't think it'd be worth the full $60. I'd wait until it comes down in price. Because while it is fun, it doesn't feel like, and I'm not gonna say a whole game because it's like a whole complete story, but it doesn't feel like there's enough of it to justify a $60 price. So I'd say buy, but wait.
So what you're saying is you want Simon Bot DLC?
There were enough Simons in here. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Like
So he'll keep coming back like Connors. You can't swing a cat without running into a Connor. So you can play as Simon as DLC. Yeah, that'd be fun.
There you go.
But yeah, that was Detroit. Woo!
Thanks for joining us.
Become human. Peace.